Hi there, it's Tank Girl, and this is the Nokia N8. I finally have my own phone, and I wanted to do an unboxing for you guys. As you know, I have had a hands-on with this phone in early June or so, and you'll see the link to the video for this at the end of this video here on YouTube. But I want to unbox this for you guys because I'm very excited about this phone. The primary reason I'm very excited about it is because I think it's going to be the best camera phone on the market. And as you know, I tend to focus, pardon the pun, on the camera part of my reviews. So let me give you a quick walk of the outside of the box. You get the little Nokia sticker, which I already cut to make my life easier. Here the Nokia logo. There you have like an embossed N8 outline, and in here Nokia N8. There's nothing much on the side here. The sticker here with the serial number, which I'm not going to show you, and here it says Nokia N800, and maybe you will focus there, and then Nokia N8 on the side. Now on the back you have the sticker and then some logos here for recycling and all that, and then a little column of text. Let me see if I can get you to read some of that to start. And then at the very top here you've got again Nokia N800 and the HDMI Dolby logos and the content of the box and the details. So let's open this up. So the first thing you'll notice is there's a flap here. Again, it has an etched out Nokia N8, the back this time. And then if you pull this flap open, you get this plastic tray with the N8 in it. Let me show you that. Here's that plastic tray. Here's the N8. This is a black one. This is the US version. The retail US version is unlocked and obviously only available in black. So, you know, it's like the Ford Model T. So this is the phone. I'll get back to it in a second. And here you have this little card that shows you how to insert the SIM into and your memory card into the device. Because it has built-in memory as well as allowing you to use microSD. Under the tray you have the accessories. So you have an AC adapter with a Nokia plug on it, but it also charges over USB. You have a Nokia headset, standard headphone jack as well, and then this is a micro USB data cable, and these two adapters I'll talk about in a second. Under here you have the manual. So let's look at each piece individually here. Here's a standard US AC adapter with a standard Nokia plug, as I mentioned. This is the headset. And as you can see, it's a standard 4-prong 3.5mm headset. I will take these out of the wrapper for the pictures. So expect to look on my blog for pictures with a bit more detail. I don't want to rip this open right now. So you can see the remote here with some buttons and the earbuds with different adapters for different size ears. And then here's a micro USB data cable, standard fare stuff. And then these two adapters are kind of special. So one of them, this one here, is micro USB on one end. Focus, there we are. And on the other end is a female USB connector. And this is designed so you can connect a flash drive or even a hard drive if it's got its own power source to the N8. So you can, the N8 supports USB host. It's called USB on the go, and this adapter allows you to do that. It's pretty freaking awesome. And then here is the HDMI adapter. Now there's a micro HDMI connector on the N8, and at the other end here is a female standard HDMI connector. So since there's an HDMI output on the phone, you can connect it to your HDMI TV with this adapter. Finally, here you've got the usual manuals. Basically a quick guide for Nokia in English and in Spanish, followed by the warranty and by the product and safety legalese. Let's quickly have a look at what's in here. It unfolds into a map, so I'm not sure I'm going to completely unfold it, but you get the picture here. Let me turn it over. And you can see it's got basically basic steps on how to get going with your N8. So now the phone itself. Let's walk around the phone. Here it is. I will remove the stickers so that for my next video, which will be the first power on, you can see there'll be a link at the end of the video for the first power on. But for now I'm leaving the stickers on. So let's start on the left hand side. What you've got here is a micro USB slot cover and the actual SIM card cover. And here you have the micro SD. This is a micro USB charge and data port. Now this screw you see here can be undone along with the screw on the other side to pop this back cover off and to replace the battery. It's not really that convenient, but it's possible to be done without any major issues. What you see here, there, is the Nokia charging port. On the left side you have the camera key, which is a dual detent obviously for autofocus. Feels great. And you have a slider here that unlocks the display on the phone. And now of course the volume rocker, which is also used for zooming in the camera. And on top here you have the power button, a cover on top of the HDMI port, and the headphone jack, headset jack. At the top here you have the N8 and Nokia logos and the detector for your face, as well as a VGA front-facing camera. And the bottom here you have the Symbian key. There you go, and the microphone. And of course there's a screen cover right now. I'm going to cover the back here because it's got my serial number information on it. Actually, let me hold it the right way. So this is the 12 megapixel camera and the xenon flash. As you can see, it's closed right now because it's got a mechanical shutter. And as you can see, it's a called Zeiss lens, 12 megapixel autofocus. And then here is a little cover covering the Nokia N series logo, this is all aluminum. So I pointed this out in my hands-on. The body of the phone is aluminum. The front is glass. This is a 3.5-inch capacitive touchscreen, capacitive, yes, with 640 by 360 NHD resolution. And the two caps at the end are plastic, but the back, all of that, is all metal. So that's basically the phone. Now let's do a quick size comparison with a bunch of popular phones so you get a feel for things. The last Nokia phone that I had to play with was the Nokia X600, and that was the first capacitive touchscreen Symbian phone. And as you can see, 3.2 inch versus, I think maybe even less, versus 3.5 makes a huge difference in size. And then in the back here you have the different cameras. This is a 5 megapixel autofocus Carl Zeiss, this dual LED instead of the xenon 12 megapixel autofocus. And the big killer is the thickness. Now the N8 might look thick next to the X6 here, but the X6 is actually thicker. The only thing making the N8 thicker is the camera part right here, and I'll show you that right there. When you do this, you can actually see that the X6 is in fact thicker. So the next phone I want to compare to is, of course, the iPhone 4. And so this is the iPhone 4 with its 3.5-inch 960 by 480 Retina display and the front-facing camera as well. You can see them both here. And the back looks like this. The iPhone has a 5 megapixel autofocus camera with an LED flash. And then here, thickness-wise, the iPhone is a little thinner, but as you can see, it's not that much. I mean, it's noticeable, but we're looking at a very similar footprint for these two phones. Now, the next phone I want to compare to is this one here. It's the Htc Desire Z / T-Mobile G2. In the US, it's called the T-Mobile G2. Just came out. I got it last week. I did an unboxing video you should be able to see on my blog. So this is a 3.7-inch Android phone. It has a keyboard, which the Nokia does not have. And the thickness obviously is going to be a little different because this does have the slide-out keyboard, as you can see here. And the back comparison, as you can see, the Desire Z/G2 is just a little bit bigger, but not much. The next phone I want to compare to is a pretty popular phone right now. It's the Galaxy S. This is the US version for T-Mobile. It's called the Vibrant in the US, and it's got a slightly different key layout than the European version. This has a 4-inch AMOLED display. And in the back, there's a 5-megapixel autofocus camera that's not equipped with a flash. Now, thickness-wise, you can see that the phone is bigger, but the N8 holds its own here for thickness. It's not too bad. There's a little bump at the bottom of the Galaxy S here, but it's very thin. I mean, the Galaxy S is definitely one of the thinnest. Then I've got two more for you. I have the Droid X from Motorola. Now, this is a big phone. It's a 4.3-inch TFT LCD display, Android as well. Here's the back. You can see the difference in size immediately. This has an 8-megapixel autofocus camera with dual LED flash. And then the thickness difference, as you can see, not bad. The Droid X has this bump where the camera is, and I like the N8 bump, but the difference in performance on these cameras is probably going to be pretty significant. The Droid X is not a bad phone for camera, but it's not nearly as good as I would have expected from an 8-megapixel. And then the last one here is the HTC Evo 4G, also a US Android phone. This is a 4.3-inch capacitive display, and then has 4G technology, this one. And here's the back. You can see the difference. This is an 8-megapixel autofocus camera with dual LED flash. And thickness-wise, well, it's a close call. The N8 is actually not that thin. I mean, sorry, not that thick. And you look at the Evo is actually not that thin. So there you have it. This is, in a nutshell, the N8 unboxing. Maybe I should just give you a quick look under these doors. I'm just try to open them. So here is the micro SD card slot. And then the other door here, if I can get it. It's a little hard to open, harder than I thought. This is the SIM card slot. There. So again, stay tuned. I'm about to make a first power on video, and I'm going to also point you to the hands-on video I did earlier this year. Cheers.